Hello, everyone. It's time to wrap up week 4 of the NFL with our weekly power rankings. So this is the week 4 NFL power rankings. Last week, we had Detroit at number 5. We had Green Bay at number 4. We had the LA Chargers at number 3, the Buffalo Bills at number 2, and the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles at number 1. Now, there is been some, different teams coming up, but I'm just going to be honest. Philadelphia is still number 1. I'm going to start there. Usually I start at number 5 and build the suspense. But look, Philadelphia, they just keep getting the job done. And again, until they are beaten, they are not moving from that number 1 spot because they just get wins done. And that's what matters. Ultimately, that's, if you're winning, all should be good, unless you're A.J. Brown, I guess, who complains even after they win the Super Bowl 2 days later. So, but ultimately, the Philadelphia Eagles are still the number 1 team in the NFL, in my opinion. They have yet to be beaten, and they find ways to win, even when they don't have any completions in the second half. Think about that. Even though we're knocking them, which is fair, and saying, man, they had no completions in the second half, that's really bad. It is really bad. And they still beat a good Tampa Bay Buccaneers team on the road. So, yeah. Why don't we look at that perspective and think about that for a second? Imagine any team having no completions in the second half or minus 1 yard. I think that's what they had, minus 1 yard. It was probably a Jalen Hurts kneel down that gave them the -1 or something, or a run. But I'm saying minus 1 yards passing in the second half, and they still won against a good Tampa Bay team. So Philly, you're still number 1, and that's where you will remain. Let's just go in that order. All right, so the number 2 team this week, Buffalo Bills, man. Again, it's kind of the same story. These teams, I'm not going to knock them for essentially winning in ways that aren't flashy or crazy. Yes, they beat the New Orleans Saints, who are winless, and they, didn't steamroll them. They won 31-19, but they got the job done. Buffalo is 4-0. Now, they have played 3 home games, so soon they're going to start getting tested. In week 5, let's see who they take on in week 5. I believe they are. Oh, they're at home again. Man, they have a lot of home games to start off the season. They play the Patriots. That's right, on Sunday Night Football. So that Bills, I'm looking at their schedule. Man, they have, 4 of the first 5 games are at home. And, that's pretty crazy. So in the back end, I guess they'll have more road games, but they don't have more than 2 road games in a row at any point during the season. So, pretty nice schedule for Buffalo. But yeah, Buffalo's number 2. Josh Allen, probably the best quarterback in the NFL right now. And if their defense can just show some signs that they can, and they have it within them to become a good to very good defense, there's no reason why they shouldn't be favored to win the Super Bowl. All right, at number 3, this is where I struggled a little bit. So last week we dropped Green Bay because they dropped that game to Cleveland. This week, I felt like I should probably drop them as well because they tied with the Cowboys, but at the same time, they didn't lose. And the team that I wanted to think about putting at 3, they beat. And that's, I'll just say right now, that's Detroit. So 3 and 4 is reserved for the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. And as much as I want to lean towards Detroit, I think Detroit is kind of showed us now who they are. They have the better record than Green Bay, but Green Bay won the head-to-head matchup. So it's really hard for me to put Detroit ahead of Green Bay, but honestly, it's so close. The only reason I put Green Bay at number 3 is because of that head-to-head matchup, and they really made Detroit look pretty bad. And I just think that, the Green Bay defense, I don't know if they're getting exposed or what's going on, but the last week against Dallas was pretty embarrassing for them. And I've seen them play better in the other weeks. So, I could go on and on because Detroit, I also think, has, played some better teams. Cleveland's defense is pretty good, and Detroit got the job done pretty handedly. So, I want to lean Detroit and put them at number 3, but I got to respect the head-to-head matchup. Now, if Green Bay Green Bay's only a half game technically behind Detroit. If they get over a game or a game behind Detroit, then obviously I'm going to put Detroit ahead of them, even if they lost a head-to-head. But for right now, Green Bay's number 3, Detroit's number 4. And at number 5 this week, I have the LA Rams. The LA Rams, I was going to have the Colts here, but they lost to the Rams. And again, it's one of those where it's just you could say that the Colts had that game and the Colts should have had that game, and if buts and whatever, but ultimately the Rams won. And that's what matters. Again, it's all about winning. And the Rams are there. Now in the bubble, listen, I know that they haven't really, I guess, showed the crazy potential that we know they have. And the Ravens might be a terrible team, but the Chiefs are coming. And the Chiefs are in that bubble right outside. They're waiting for a chance to get in there. Look, the Chargers were in my top 5 last week. What were they, number 3? Yeah, they were number 3 last week. And I dropped them out because if you want to be taken seriously, you cannot lose to Jackson Dart. Now, I don't have anything against Jackson Dart, but it's his first NFL start. And you're playing a Giants team that was winless up to that point at 0-3, and you lose to them on the road. Yeah, you're out of the top 5 for that. And so ultimately, that is what happens, and the Rams got the job done, so they get moved up. Again, on the bubble, the Chiefs are right there. Listen, the Seahawks are right there because I think they're a pretty complete team. Their offense is good. Their defense is really good, and their special teams are solid. We got a great game with them taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this next weekend, who were also on that bubble, but obviously they lost to Philly. So, if Seattle takes care of Tampa Bay, we might have to sneak them in. The Broncos looked good. They played a pretty bad Bengals team, but now they're kind of finding their footing. Now they play Philly, so that will be a good matchup. So next week could have some changing in these top 5 rankings, but those are my top 5 for this week. Again, I wrote this down. So we have the LA Rams at number 5, the Detroit Lions at number 4, Green Bay Packers coming at number 3, and the top 2 remain unchanged because they both got the job done. Buffalo's at number 2. The Philadelphia Eagles are still the top team in my top 5 rankings after week 4 of the NFL season. And it's time to turn the page. We'll look forward to previewing week 5. Week 5 already. Tomorrow, we'll talk about that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the rankings. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Who should be in there and who should not? Did I get Detroit and Green Bay right? Should those be flipped? Should Detroit be number 3? Because deep down, I do feel like they should be ahead of the Green Bay Packers. But again, the head-to-head matchup needs some respect. So, all right, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.